Get the coughs right away. Get them all the time. Oh, crack at the ankles. Crack the bones. Crack everything. You better crack open a cold one, buddy. Don't do that. I don't appreciate that. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so, getting my stuff up. Let me just pull up my tablet display. Totes my goats, coolio. That's the kitty lingo today. Not really. I'm just saying random stuff. My throat and nose have been bothering me. They're not bothering me as much today. Hopefully they keep not bothering me much today. We'll see how that goes. Took some cough medicine and junk already. I have a lull of commissions currently. So... make sure the volume's off on that. I'm going to stream some stuff. Scratch the head. Hello. Konnichiwa. Konbanwa. All that good stuff. Hi. Howdy do there. Etc. I'm gonna run this ad thing right away. So we get the hour refresh. But this is just my setup. Let me see. Do I got this up already? Yeah, I do. Before we start anything, I'm just gonna go through Renshu real quick. Look at her kanji. That's Suki. Suki is moon. Month, moon. Boom. This one, what is this one? We got the E. Got the line. Looks like a hoe. We got Muro, Ya, Iku. And then Onaji. 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 Iku. I'm gonna say this one. The E is Kuyuku. Ko. The E is Kuyu. Ho. Yeah. I vaguely remember that one usually. And then this one is Sensei. Used for Sensei. But do I remember the other meaning? We got Gyo. We got O. We got B. Be. Bei. Bei. And then we got Sho. I don't remember this one. Sensei. Sho. Yeah, I figured that. That was wrong. A new sensei has been umariru. It's time for them to show right. Okay, human. Hito. So this one has Jin. So it's this one. And this is the one I don't know. Apparently. Yeah, now they're cheating and showing me other meanings. It's good to keep up your practice. Let's look at some words real quick. Shinsetsu. 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 Pen. Nemui. Nemui. Because it's like a cat. Cat gets sleepy. Luggage bag payload. Higashi Nimotsu Ringo. Well, I know it's not Ringo, that's Apple. Ringo Star. And then we got GB Key. GB Key? GB Key. Higashi Nimotsu. Nimotsu. Nimotsu.
Nimotsu.
Nimotsu. Like you take a knee for your mo to suit, because it's like a suitcase. I don't know, I'm going that. Quick Japanese lessons before we start. So this is Daigaku. Daigaku. Almost hit Tai. I'm going Dai. Dark, gloomy. This is Kurai. Benri. Benri. Benri.
Benri.
Convenient. Ongaku. 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 The kanji hint doesn't help. Ongaku. I haven't studied these words as much as all the other ones I have. I feel like music was something else, wasn't it? No, it was music. Shouldn't have doubted. Kashu. I remember that one.
Kashu.
Hirui.
Hiroi.
Hiroi. Hiroi. I don't know why I said Ru. Hiro. Hiroi. Just because it makes me want to, like, correct it in my own head. For, like, English syllables don't do that. It should be this. But I know what it actually is spelled out, so I shouldn't make that mistake. Kawaii. Lovely, wonderful, nice, great, fantastic, superb, cool. Isogashi. Suteki. Suteki.
Suteki.
It's like superb. Suteki. That's how I remember that one. Dobutsu. Dobutsu.
Dobutsu.
Animal. And then Japan is just normal Japan. Nihon. Which, that's Honi. Nihon. These are the ones I usually have problems with. You know? Oh, also, hello, Spider. I'm never sure if people want me to just call them their usernames, or like names, when on stream stuff. I was gonna start doing some game dev stuff, but just doing my, a few basic Japanese lessons before I start that. I always forget this one. And these ones are one of the tricky ones, because they give you all the right characters, but then you need to know which one doubles up the consonant. Su, su, tsu, ke, su. I feel like they wouldn't do the K. Su, tu, ke, su. I feel like it's this one. I feel like there's two. Yeah, it was that one. Got it right. Fuyu is winter. Shinpai. Shinpai. Shinpai is anxiety. Yeah, I mean, Su in katakana is like a happy face. In hiragana, it's just like I call it a little frog, so I remember it that way. Oh no, my thing isn't doing it. Why doesn't it let me switch? Switch. There we go. That's Susu. Complex, complicated, intricate, mixed. Umoshiroi. Omoshiroi. Fuku. Zatsu. And then Honto. It's Omoshiroi. Oh wait, no, it's not. Why did I do that? Omoshiroi is funny. Why did I do that? I know what Omoshiroi is. Kantan. It's in the moment. It's okay. It happens. It happens. It happens. Nah, adjective. Kantan. A lot of these are new words, but then I get my old words mixed up with the new words. I feel like I've mixed this one up several times, though. Kantan. Well, I know it's not that since I just got it wrong. This? No, it was simple, easy. Kantan. Kantan. Sumetai. Sumetai. That one is cold. I know that one.
冷たい
Sumetai. Sumetai.
冷たい
Sumetai. At least try to memorize the ones I actually know. Interesting, fascinating, amusing, funny. Hey, it's the one that I just got wrong. Omoshiroi. It's omoshiroi that I got that wrong. Bengyo. That one I remember because it's studying. Security. Taihen. Shinsetsu. Anzan. Anzan? Kantan. I want to say it's Taihen or Anzan. I know it's not the top one, I know it's not the bottom one. It's one of the middle ones. Think in my mind. Remember things. They both end with N's, so that doesn't help the, it saying that it's an NA adjective. Taihen. Taihen. Like Titan security? No, no. I feel like that's wrong though. I want to say Anzin. Anzin. I'm gonna say Anzen tentatively. It was Anzen.
安全
Anzen. Anzen. This one is just ice. Ice.
アイス
At least that one's easier to remember. Oh look, it's manga. Manga. Translated to comic strip and cartoon. Don't tell all those anime nerds that. They'll get upsetty. Nigiyaka. 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 That was... I'm pretty sure that's bustling, busy, lively, prosperous, and lively. Not to be mistaken with Genki. Nigiyaka.
にぎやか
Yeah. Kakkoi. Groovy. I like how one of it is groovy. I wonder how many people still use it as groovy. You're being very, very groovy. Hansamu. Well, that one's pretty easy to figure out. Question. Mondai. Mondai. Mondanai mondanai. Mondai. Park. Park. I always mess up park. Gaku. Gakusei is definitely not park, that's student. Ko. Cha. Kocha. Koen. I want to say it's Koen. It sounds right.
公園
Yeah, Koen. This one is easy. Akachan.
赤ちゃん
You baby. Anata wa Akachan. Anata wa Akachan. You baby. Not me. You. Anyways, we got Majima. Majime, rather. Ugh. I remember this because Majima-kun is Ernest. Majima-kun from Yakuza. That's the way you remember. At 33 of 40, then I can actually start the game dev portion. So, hitting all the wrong buttons on my stuff. No good, not serving its purpose, useless, hopeless, wasted. Nagai. Tsumetai. Dome. No, it's Dame. Yeah. Dame. Dame guy. It's no good. I'm just a fool. Dame. And this was... Well, I know it's Sunday, but I'm trying to think of how I pronounce it. It was Nichi Yobi? Nichi Yobi, I'm pretty sure is what it is.
日曜日
Yeah, Nichi Yobi. Outside, exterior, the open, other place. I like other place. It's Soto.
外
Ume, that's the sea. Supermarket, etc. Supa. That one's pretty easy.
スーパ
Chi-Chi is father. Genki, that's lively, full of spirit. Genki desu ka? Nihon Jin, Nihonjin, Japanese person. And then the ones we got wrong. Ongaku. Ongaku is music. This one was the one I don't know why I got it wrong. I've answered this one correctly so many times. Because I didn't wait. I rushed. Fukuzatsu. 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 Pretty sure that's it, right?
複雑
This one is still one of the newer ones, but I sort of remember it. Because it's like frustration. That's how I try to remember that one. Because it starts with fu. Frustration. Fu. Kantan. Kantan. This one I still get messed up. I know this one is simple because we just did it, but still get it messed up.
簡単
Kantan. Well, 93% is still pretty good. There's only 5 left, so I'm just gonna do them. Samui. Haya. Hayai. Kirai. And then Semai. Is this one, right? No. Oh yeah, I got my S. Oops. Get it wrong immediately. That one's Christmas. Hito. Goku. Or Kuni for country. Looking at the kanji. They never show me that other one. Su. Osetsu? Question mark? It wouldn't be that. Daisetsu? Daisetsu is wouldn't be what it was. Because it can either be O or Dai, I believe.
大切
Oh yeah, it's not Dai, Tai. Didn't notice the quotations weren't there. I wonder why it sounded weird. How did I mess this one up? Samui. Samui.
寒い
Samui. Because it sounds like summer, so that means it's cold. Samui. Cold. It's Samui right now. Right now it's Samui. Anyway. That aside. Let me get all this junk back up. Haven't had to pop this all up in a while. Actually, was I using that for this? Where's my visual descriptor? Hang on, I got it. It's somewhere in here. There it is. I found it. I think I used my Photoshop thing to replace it. Usually. Maybe. Unity. That's probably right. It's not fitting the whole screen, though. My throat feels like it's going still. Where is my transformation stuff? $1080, 1600, boom boom. Pop up all the things. Okay, so we have here a chessboard, and the chessboard has chess. The chessboard has chess. If you didn't know, I haven't played this in a second, but just loaded this back up from the old grind. So we got chess. We can hit a button to change camera angles if we want. We can play against ourselves. And they just, I think they can't do anything because I'm pretty sure I just made them lose. That's the king, right? I think I put it right the right way. Yeah, that's the king. Okay, yeah. Well, you put the king in check instantly. Well, Pawn's Gambit worked. Actually, isn't it Fool's Gambit? I forget the name, but... we won right away. So that's good. That's good. I think I never finished the move list. It's supposed to appear on screen, but I don't really need it right now. So we have chess. Chess is right here. There's a game of chess in front of you. You can play chess. You can do stuff with chess. You got chess. So how do we put a turn-based RPG over chess? Then you go, technically, isn't chess already a turn-based RPG? You have levels. You take turns. I mean, you got it all. Oh, I don't even know what I want to look up for this. I haven't tried to make a turn-based RPG before. I've like fiddled with the systems before in my own little thing, but I haven't actually like took the time and effort to properly make the system. Has not been properly done. It's been fiddled and coined with all things that normal people would say. So I think I'm going to create a new scene. And we'll name it, Can Blow Up. Because we can blow that one up. And then our other one isn't messed with, you know? This area we can do whatever we want, and nothing will be completely destroyed. So that being said, I made so many scripts in here, and it's been so long since I've done any of this. I have the whole chessboard scripts. Man, it's been a few months. How long has it been? I think the last time I played with this was when I, like, went on vacation. So it's been, like, what, 6 months or so? It's not that long, but you might forget some things you did. I don't think I made this a prefab, did I? I don't think I made a folder for prefabs either. Maybe those ones settings. Those ones are other prefabs. It's been so long. Ever since the Unity discourse, I hadn't really looked back, but I figure if I'm going to finish a project, I might as well finish this one. And then I can look at learning Godot or something. Godot, whatever they call it. I don't know why I said Ga. It doesn't have an A in it. But I always want to say Godot. But I always want to say. Let's just... Okay, so, we got a chest arena. It's right there. I guess the question first is, would I want to make like a little window above the chessboard when they're fighting, or would I want to pop them into another scene when they get into a battle? Something I've been thinking about. It's not that complicated of a game, so I don't think it would be a problem necessarily to swap them into a different scene. But it would probably be better to run everything on the same screen. And then just have, like, possibly go back and do a, one screen for a menu and then swap them over, but I don't know. Do I want that many loading screens? I guess I could instantiate prefabs. That might be a bad way to do that. Think, Christopher Robin. Think. I forget why I had these. I think I had these because they're facing the correct position. And these ones are not. I don't remember though. I can't use those prefabs. It's been so long, I forget all the folders I put everything into. I also have all of my, my weird sprite art ones that I was trying to see how they worked out. Can you see them? Are they big enough? You think they could be a little taller, maybe? So, let's make that, like... I mean, that's fine. Do I want to make it even smaller than that? How teeny can it go? Yeah, seems like even smaller. The board is also very small right now. The smallest you can think of? That's pretty teeny. They can, like, fit onto a square then. Boom. Chess piece. And then you pick up that piece and you move it all around. And it's great. Everyone has a good time. Now I just have to remember how I put all my scripts on these. The not annoying part. Or just start making a turn-based RPG system and then worry about the rest later. Can go that route too. Oh. So let's think about the things we need. Let us think about things we need. Me grab out the old tablet. So I may doodle on things. Maybe I should have made this like game design stream instead of just developing. I don't know why it doesn't default to this. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. It'd be like that. So yeah, what do we need? RPG. We're making turn-based RPG. But cooler. So yeah, we got our this is also a drawing practice stream now. We got our pawn. That doesn't look like a flaccid thing at all. See, it's completely normal. Pawn. Not E. And they gotta fight. They gotta fight another pawn. Pawn 2. They're gonna be very sloppy. So, I'll just say that we have one right here. 2 is right here. And we want, for this example, 2 to attack 1. So 2 goes over, attacks 1, beats 1 over the head with a rake. It's a terrible time. It's a terrible time. So normal chess. Not putting enough pressure. 1's up. Yeah. Spurt. Spot. Okay. So. Boom. Pawn 1. Pawn 2. Boom. Besties. They wanna beat each other up. Sword. Fight. And all that stuff. With their massive swords. It looks like they're actually firing missiles now, but you know what? They can fire missiles if they want. So this equals boring. That's boring. Like, who wants to just do that? That's just, you know, quick move. It's boring. So, we want to do something new and fun with that, you know? Just gonna move this over here. No! Actually, I undo. It's detrimental to what I'm doing. Okay. I remember how I like unlasso it. How do I de-lasso? I'm good lassoing now. No. Well, we got that general idea down. I'll just do what anyone would do instead of backspacing. I'll make a whole entire new document as the logical result. I made that too big anyway. But yeah, that's boring. We want something cooler. Want something cooler. Because we have technology. We have technology. Forget if I save these sprites. I don't think I did. Here. This is the pawn. This evil creature is a pawn. Pawn. And then pawn, but do they have an inverse thing? That would work fine. That wouldn't work. You don't just have like a flip. I guess I could blur it. Stop making me want to save things. You know what, I'll just do this instead. Simple, easy, and effective. Okay. Pawn. And then, you know, the evil pink pawn. Evil pawn. And then they fight. So then what do we want? Do we want like I want there to be like a cube with like the pawn thing on it. And there's another cube with a pawn on it. Then they have like sword fight, and they're very grumpy. So we have a system right now where, you know, I keep making it worse. I don't know why it's slanted also. That's not true. I know why it's slanted. It's because I'm holding my tablet slanted. Right now. Can't move Pete. Maybe I should format it like this. Can't move CP. So turn one person can move, one person cannot move. No matter what you do on turn one, you cannot attack someone right away. That is just a fact. So you can never attack turn one. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try to fight. This will be an absolute rule. You can never attack turn one. Who's ever player one, who's ever player two, this would just be randomized. Player one will always start first. Player two second. So, player two can never move on their first turn. Player one can always move. They both can't attack. Then we go to turn two. And now... can't move. Can move. Your first line is pawns no matter what. Even if you move your knight, you cannot attack still. There is no way for you to physically be able to attack still. So, can't attack still. Then we go down to turn 3. And now... that's so terrible. Can't attack. So the thing about this is, I think it's important to write, because in real chess, you know, you can win on turn 3. If you do it like I did just a few minutes earlier when I was showing my chess stuff. If you move the pawn up, other person moves their pawn, got a window right to their king, you move your queen, you win. You get check. There's nothing they can do. It's just checkmate, and they got nothing. So, how do we want this? Here now. So we want it to then do battle. Do we want it to go into battle phase then? Fight? Oh. Results. Turn out. In defense phase. Then we want defend. Result. Turn it. So the point of this is to say, on turn 3, they start a fight. Player 1 activates the battle phase. Player 2 is then in their defense phase. So now player 1 has to fight, player 2 has to defend. They do that. A result is calculated, and then whatever happens, happens, turn ends. That is what we want to go through. Because ideally, if we're going to do this, if it's 2 games in 1 game, we want it to be snappy still. That is an important part, I think. Because it's still going to be chess, but it's going to be chess with extra steps. But we want those steps to be snappy. We don't want it to take forever. So, how many parts is this part? Attack. Ability. Run, maybe? Who knows? I feel like having 3 things might be a good idea, but not sure, not sure. And then for defense, it'd probably be the same things, but it might pop up differently that you're defending. but it would still be the same attack ability run. Or it'd be like, maybe a attack ability item. Not sure. I feel like doing a triangle thing might be interesting. But a triangle thing might make it too basic. Oops. I did it again. Did it again. Yeah, I accidentally just hit pause. Then I hit switch song. So yeah, I would like to say there's method to my madness, but I don't know if there is. So we know we want them to get into a fight. We don't know if the fight is going to be on the board itself, if we're going to make a board above the board and take it into a different little scene, if we're going to take it into an actual, literal different scene where a loading screen would have to happen, or maybe the tiles themselves elevate up. That could be kind of cool to see. That could be cool to see. Though then you would have to make every single tile a raisable component. which would be more challenging. This is also true. And like for this, I can raise this stuff up, but the board itself is this whole entire thing. So I'd have to have the person that was modeling this for me make the board itself something that you would be able to play with. Which could be a lot harder. Fix that up. But I was thinking that it could be neat to have, like... Duplicate. These are supposed to both be bishops, so it's actually fine where it says. So let's just say that these two are acting as bishops. Forget, do I have anything that can change the color of this? There. Perfect. Okay, so, if these two are fighting against each other, it's possible that we could do they both engage into attack, so then the platforms under them raise them both up into the air, and they battle up here, while you got, like, little crowds cheering down here, and they're fighting in this, hovering ring, and then whoever loses gets, like, thrown out of the ring, and this person goes back down and takes the new spot. It could be something like that. Could be something like that. That could be something fun to do. Now, would it be complicated? Of course. But it is something that could be done. I'm episode is something we want to be done. Who knows? It's at least something to play around with. Trying to get the game design ideas. I'm mostly taking an inventory today, though, so we'll see how much depth I go into this. Mostly just starting to figure out things again. Reuse the system since I haven't. Oh, excuse me, I haven't in a few months, and figure out what I'm actually going to do. I think I might actually need to take some time for myself too, just to look over what I coded, because it has been so many months now, and I don't remember how I handled everything for this. I vaguely do. I think it could possibly be cool to be like, you have like the pawn pieces or something rise up, or you're on them. Maybe the people fight with a weapon that looks like a pawn. Maybe they fight with a weapon that looks like a bishop, knight, etc. Which could be interesting. Not positive though, not positive. Yawns are hitting me hard. I'll save this just in case. Battle system? Question mark? It's perfect. Beautiful. We love it. We want to see it. We want to watch it grow into a healthy Akachan. On Evil Pan. Amazing. Amazing. This is why you're the best, boss. That's funny, I was drawing on the other layer. Thing that people always make jokes about. Then I accidentally turned myself off. Okay, so we have a general idea. So then, that doesn't look that great. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm just using it as an example. So let's just say that is it. We got a P here. We got P here. If they both fight, you then these platforms Now, rise up into the sky. They got like the little stands behind them. It's perfect. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna do that. I'm just pretend that I did that. Okay, so we want something to happen where these are taken to a battle. Pieces attack pieces. So, 1. Okay. 1. Players in attack range, player 2. 2. Three. Confirm. Confirm battle start. Both pieces in combat. Three options. So I'm thinking we have attack, then we have some sort of special ability, and then what? Then what? Do we defend? But if we make defense, then there'd be even more math we'd have to do. But At the same time, we want the game to still be interesting. And if we just have attack and power, then it might just break down to it's still just normal chess. So we need some more sort of other mechanic. Now, the power, it could be you get points for taking pieces, you get points for having your pieces taken. It could be something like that. The power could also be something that you have to move on the board to take that power specifically. So it's like a roguelike kind of thing where you're picking up an item and the item becomes your power. So there's a few options there, but I think that would be the main draw. But the normal attack could still, like, if a pawn fights a pawn, you know, you probably will still be able to take that piece. But maybe if a pawn is fighting a queen, maybe the pawn is still going to deal a damage to that queen. So then, maybe some other pawn later in the game would be able to kill the queen, when normally it wouldn't. So that could be something too. And then, third category. So we could do defend, and then have the defend thing be like, if you know your piece is going to die, and you use defend, you can get another power point back. So you can use one of those special power points later and possibly, you know, turn the tide of battle. So it could be something like that. It could just be... could be a different special ability. It could just be a runaway thing. Where, like, if you spend XYZ amount of points, you can make your piece move to an adjacent square. But then you waste those points. You know? But you save your piece. We could still give all of those options too. I think for now, I'll just say it's defend. You got attack, power, defend. The result is displayed after an animation. Piece moves. Turn end. Okay. This is ideally what we want. Ideally what we want. I don't know why I wrote it right to left, but because I'm studying Japanese. That's it. Anyway. So, players in attack range, player 2. Player 1 moves piece over player 2. You confirm the battle start. You see both pieces in combat. You're given 3 options. Then, you have to select one of 3 options. Attack, power, defend. The result is displayed after an animation plays. The pieces move, the turn ends. Our 9-step plan. But the question then is, how many steps do each of these have? These could just be one option that you just have to attack. Which is probably... basic damage. Special. So it would either be basic damage. Well, yeah, attack would be basic damage. I think I'm gonna keep that for sure. I'm most likely just going to keep that. But then power. We're going to have a special thing. So the power, if it's special, what do we want for it? Probably have to make a different section for these three. Honestly. So I think I'll do that. Okay, so we have attack. Basic damage to piece. I don't want to break this up. I keep spelling special wrong. Word I never went. I really have to use. Yeah, the E goes before the C, right? I always do that every single time. Right? It's like that, right? It always looks wrong to me. Let me just write it on something real. No, I shouldn't have doubted myself. I got it right the first time. Every single time. Every single time. Every single time. I'm just like... Special ability. Cost something. Defend. Okay. We have them categorized. We have attack, which is going to be basic damage to piece. We have power, which is a special ability, and it costs something. Costs something. Yeah, that one's better. Costs what? What is it going to cost? And then we have defend, which lowers damage. That gives power. So this means if we're on like turn 1, well, if we're on turn 3, we're probably going to have to attack. We won't have any power. But then if we're on turn 4, we might have a power. Then if we're on turn 5 and someone's attacking us, we might purposely defend to give ourselves more power. But the question is, does attacking also give power? If we want to have a resource like power. And how much power should we have? Do we have like 5 power? And you get 1 power point for a max of 5? And it's a resource that you just have to decide to use? Or do we have like 3 power points? It's doop, doop, doop. And then you get it filled in. You expend 1. And then shoot a giant wave of cosmic energy from your gun that looks like a flaccid object. Like, we don't know. We don't know. Let's think. We got pawn. One did. Yep. Let me see. I always forget. Is it pawn, knight, bishop, rook, queen, king? Or is that flip-flopped anywhere? Let me look. I have it as pawn, rook, knight, bishop, queen, king. Is rook really before knight? I guess so. Bishop has the diagonal, rook has the straight lines, knight is an L, queen is bishop, king, and rook combined. Hmm. Rook. Knight. Knight. Enemy round. Oh, my hand. But how much HP do they have? So if that's the based attack, what would one say? Do they have like 5 HP at most? So the king would essentially be able to kill anything still, but there's only one queen. Did I just say king? But I think here the idea would be maybe give the king 10 HP. Of course, we could use whatever funny numbers we want, but the point is, you would have to at least attack it twice, pretty much. Unless you have a special ability. I think that could be an interesting way to do it. Because then you would still have to decide if you want to move your king or not. And you would have to decide what things are going to defend it. I think for now I might go with the idea of having just 3. But I'm not sure. Because chess doesn't have to be a very fast game. But it doesn't have to be short either. So I figure by turn 3, if you have 3 of these, well, turn 3 is like when things start. You start attacking stuff. You get your points the best you can. You decide how to use them. You win. I don't think you need more points than that. Essentially, you want people on both sides to have the same chances. But the randomization would be the player that's playing the game. And hypothetically, starting on the player 1 side or the player 2 side could change you up. Like if you're the black pieces or if you're the white pieces. Because the positioning is slightly different. But when I want to do something like... The powers are just ways so you can use, like... some of the pawn's abilities, like being able to move up twice. being able to take 2 pieces. Or something like that. You know? Nihongo. I'm not sure. How much HP would I want them to have? I mean, the simple way to do it is just make them have the amount of HP that their damage does, if I really wanted to do it that way. And then make the king a 10 out of 10. That would be another thing. Do I want them to all have their own little doodle bops? They're all individual doodle bops? Or no? And then I have to think, is the PowerPoint just going to, like, make them do an extra damage? Because that could be a simple way to just make it easy on myself. And go, like, if you spend 3 PowerPoints, each PowerPoint is an extra damage. So then a pawn could do 4 damage, rook could do 5, etc. If you had all 3. But then, you know, if you charge up for it with that by sacrificing your pawns, and then you throw out your rook, you could just kill the queen instantly without having to worry about it. Potentially. So it could be interesting to try something like that. Be interesting to try something like that. And then it could make units like the knight very useful. So in that case, it would be like, the pawns are just to give yourself the power points. Essentially, you're just throwing your pawns out to do chip damage, to defend, to get power points. and deciding how best to do that. And then you throw out your special units, use your power points to get kills. I guess that brings back the question, do you have to defend to get power points, or are you going to be able to attack pieces, and if you kill them, you get a power point? Or is there going to be something on the board where you have to, like, go onto that space and pick it up, or something like that? All question marks on that. Special defend for pawns? Question mark? Perfect. So you have three options. Basic attacks do XYZ damage. You have the HPs of those pieces. There's 3 power points. It has a special ability, or at least ups the damage. It either costs something, or you're actively spending them. Defending lowers damage, maybe? And it either gives a power, points, or lowers damage. It could do both, but then we have to also think, do the pawns have a special shield for themselves? Do they have a special defending option? Does the king have some special shield or defending option? Maybe their special ability ups their defense instead of upping their attack. So you could spend power points to, like, reduce the damage even further, so the king, like, doesn't take any damage from certain units if you wanted to go that route. And then even if you were in check or checkmate, you could, like, get yourself out of it still. And potentially have a way to turn it around. Or you just get 1 power point for defending in general. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's not. Who knows? Who knows? Ideas at least. There's a lot of game design stuff. And I don't know how well it'll work in practice until I see it and get people to test it. I think I would just need to actually like play a normal chess game and have someone like do this with me on Tabletop Simulator potentially. I need to think about how I would run it and how it would feel when I run it. You need to make sure it's fun, for one. If I do AI for the game to play against, NPCs, I would need to figure that out and to make sure that it runs fairly so the computer can actually like understand the logic of it. As well, if it's just a player versus player thing, I would need to make sure it's actively fun. Ideally, I would make some sort of AI to play against, because it'd probably be dumb of me not to if I wanted to actually like give it to people. You gotta be able to play against some sort of computer, even if the computer's dumb. It at least moves pieces and then selects whatever option to at least attack, etc. Maybe it won't know to save resources and just keep spending them all at once, but that'd be better than just, fighting a wall. So I gotta think about that. Yawn. I keep yawning now. I don't know, it's because the sickness is, still going through me terribly, but, feel thrashed. Very thrashed. Okay, let me pop this back up. So, that's up there. Let me pop this up also. So, we had special moves for chess pieces. Is our chess piece script. Transforming the coroutine orientation, position. This is just for the initial setup too. Second scale. This is the thing for the... This is the thing for the sprites to follow you. Let me go back to my other scene really quick. Right. How'd that piece go to the center? Oh, I have a script on it already, is why. Oops. Oh, right. I don't have that configured for this. No. So much stuff you have to set up. Well, let me... I want to move it over and see if it's doing what it's supposed to. Yeah, that looks weird, but let me just look at that really quick. Okay, yeah, it is doing what it's supposed to. There, facing the camera still. I don't really need to do that over here. I'm pretty sure I need to do it over here if I want to. Except right now I have normal chess set up, correct? Just normal chess. We have all the nice camera angles, etc. I really need to figure out how to do the lighting better. It's something that I hadn't really looked into. But this lighting is not very good. But we at least have that. We can still do our chess pieces, can move stuff around. All good. All the time. Oh, why must my body keep feeling so tired though? Not that it doesn't always feel tired. Don't socialize enough. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, that looks fine. I really need to look at how my scripts are handled again. It's too much to go over. I was not properly prepared for this. But we can play a normal game of chess. I still need to test if my online works properly. I hadn't actually, hadn't done that yet. Pretty sure my exit button does work, but that's like the real exit button. Camera wiggle, 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 wiggle. I'm not sure if there's a way I can do this a bit better. I'm pretty sure there is. I like the way the camera turns, but I should probably have it be more like you hit it once, it forces it to go through the whole animation, then we go to the next one, then we go to the next one. Which I probably could do that if I wanted to use like their cinematic cart thingy instead of doing what I am with my weird camera. With my weird battle camera script right here. That's looking at several different locations. Also it can... So we can have the different angles. Instead of just using a cinema track. And using animations to trigger it. I'm pretty sure I could just put the camera on a track too if I wanted the mouse to just hover around the thing. Which would probably also work better. If I wanted to have a fixed angle, then I could just put it on the track and move it around that way. And not have it go under the stadium, which is something I'll also have to look into. There are definitely a few things we have to do. Definitely a few. It's always more on the plate, not less. I'll need to ask my modeler if they can help me with this stadium. I don't know if they'll want to take every single part off, though. It seems inconvenient. That's the wrong one. Back here. Weird camera angle. Oh, okay. We got negative shatter and positive shatter. As our bishops. I'm trying to think how I would want to run this. Wait, where'd the other one go? Let's just create a plane. Fine. Okay, so we're gonna want to try. Gonna want to try. Uh, a little more. 5? And that's roughly okay. A bit small, but kind of works for the example. Okay. Let's see. Materials. Okay. So they get lifted up on the black and white tiles for their fight. For their fight. Oh. What angle do we got right now? Wrong way. Okay. So we got them on 2 tiles. I don't know, we'll make something called I know these are something else, but we'll change the name. Okay. I guess it doesn't have to be right above it. We could just put it in the center of the board. Well, either way. Let us scripts. I guess I would count as gameplay scripts, right? Then we want... What do we want here, this? Action time. feel like I want a few of these. I don't know if I need collections. I'm trying to think what I need to include with using this. I think I want Text Mesh Pro, because I'm probably going to use it. Everything else is probably fine. I just want to start trying to at least make the groundworks of this. The shell, if you will. I think I'll look up a video too. Might as well. Unity, turn-based combat. Users who watch this video can get it for free. What? I saw someone, I watched someone do this with, like, Pokemon like combat before. So I do know how to do it that way. So I could use that again. Code Monkey guy is usually pretty good. I've seen their stuff for a lot of things. Tap to enter an isekai. No. You know how to do that. Starting Vital Force is available. That's in Game Maker though. I want to use Unity for scrubs. I'm gonna just use this one I already did before. Or at least remind myself of what I'm doing. Gross YouTube ads.
In this video we'll have a look at creating one of the classics of gaming. We have a bunch of concept art for the UI. And I've been really inspired by Pokemon, especially some of the newer versions with a bit more color, and of course the old Final Fantasy games. I also have a to-do list for the UI, and as you can see I've gone ahead and crossed all of them out, and that's actually because I've prepared the UI beforehand. It's really simple. In fact, let me just go into Unity here and show you. All I have here is just the main camera with a green background, and then I have a UI canvas, and in here we have an enemy battle HUD, which is just an image with a name text, a level text, as well as a UI slider for the HP. And I've
Right. This is all true. This is all true. It's all true. far away did it put me? Okay.
We copied that for the player battle HUD, as well as created a dialog panel.
So I want input fields for both of those. Well, if I do a health bar like this, I don't have to do a health bar. But for a basic example of what I'm trying to do, I suppose it's fine. Is he looking at it backwards? Makes sense. Clear. Okay. Let me just quickly load this. Okay. Both look toward me. You can see the health bars. See the names. Okay, then I want more. I want even more. It doesn't need to be exact. I just want the information there. You can make it more exact later. Let's see.
With a name text, a level text, as well as a UI slider for the HP. And I've simply copied that for the player battle HUD, as well as created a dialog panel, which again is just an image with a dialog text object, as well as two buttons, one for attacking and one for healing. If you've never worked
Oh, I don't know if I need input boxes there then. Well. Oh well, that'll give me an idea of what I want the UI to look like with these placeholders. Oh. Right. Oh. I don't know, would I want that next to each other? Not sure.
Very end of eternity, the final day has come to an end. It's gone for good. I would then slowly
Okay.
close my eyes.
with UI in Unity before, don't worry, we of course have plenty of videos on the subject that will teach you how to create simple UI like this. I've gone ahead and put one of them inside of the board here actually, and we'll have links to plenty in the description. I also have a column for the environment. I want to keep it simple, just have two units, a player and an enemy, and remember you can always add more to the system afterwards. So I've gone ahead and created a simple background already, as you can see. We just need to add two battle stations, which is what I've chosen to call these two patches of grass here. So inside of Unity, all we need to do is just find a sprite that we like. I've gone ahead and created a simple grass patch sprite here. And I'll of course include all sprites along with the finished project in the description as well. So let's just go ahead and drag this in, and as you can see, that creates a sprite renderer. I don't want this to be UI, I want it to be an actual game object. And let's just place it right above our HUD here, and let's duplicate it and move one down here as well. I'm also just going to select these two and set their order in layer to -10. This way when we place in units, they're actually going to appear on top. Let's rename the first battle station to enemy battle station, and the second one to player battle station. And if we have a look in our game view, that looks really cool. The only thing that I'll note about the way that I've set up the UI is that if we select our canvas, As you can see, I've set the UI scale mode to scale with screen size. And this just means that if we resize our game view, our UI is going to scale with it, which is really nice in this case. So we have now added our 2 battle stations, and we can check that off as well. And I've also gone ahead and created a column for gameplay. Our combat is of course going to be turn-based, and what this means is that we're handling one turn at a time. In other words, we can introduce the concept of a game state. So in my game, I want to have 5 states. You can easily add more for increased complexity, but I think these 5 are a pretty good starting point. We have a start state. This initializes the combat and sets up all the units. We'll then have a player turn, where the player can choose between different actions. After that, we'll have an enemy turn, where the enemy chooses their actions. And we'll loop between these 2 until the game is either won or lost. We'll also make sure that whenever we transition from one state to another, for example the player takes his turn, we then want to make sure to leave plenty of time for the player to take in what's happening before we transition to the next state. So that is kind of the basis of how our gameplay should work. In fact, we can see it in action in this GIF from Pokemon. So that is kind of the basics of how we want our gameplay to work. Now, how do we lay this out with logic? Well, if we have a look at the core systems that we're going to need, we're definitely going to need some kind of unit script that we can put on the enemy and the player that has information about their stats, such as HP and damage, as well as name and level and so on. We'll also have a battle system script, which handles all of our game states. And finally, we'll have a battle HUD script that is responsible for updating our unit UI. In this example, we'll give the player 2 actions, an attack action and a heal action, but you can of course add more. Alright, so with that explanation, let's jump right into it and let's have a look at creating our first core system, which is the unit. So inside of Unity, let's start by creating our enemy. Let's right click and go create empty to create a new object. Let's call it enemy. Let's reset the transform. And if we just have a look in our scene view here, we can now see that this is an empty object. I'm just gonna go ahead and place it on top of the battle station so that we can see what it's gonna look like. Let's then add a sprite to our enemy. So I'm gonna go under sprites, and I have one here called Dwayne. And I'm simply going to take Dwayne and drag him under the enemy object. As you can see, we need to reset the transform again here. And I want to move him up to make sure that he's kind of standing on top of the pivot point here, so that once we spawn him in on top of the battle station, he's going to be actually standing on it, and it's not just going to snap to the center of him, which would look really weird. Remember, when doing this, to always be in pivot mode. If you're in center, you won't be able to see the difference. We then go ahead and create a unit script on our enemies. Let's hit add component. Let's type unit and hit create and add. And let's double click to open this up in Visual Studio. And this script is actually going to be really simple. We can go ahead and remove our 2 functions here. We don't need those. Instead, what we want are a bunch of variables describing our unit. So let's create a public string with the unit name. Let's have a public int with the unit level. And let's also add in damage. So we'll create a public int with the amount of damage our unit will be able to do, as well as a public int for the max HP. And let's also have one for our current HP. This way we can keep track of our HP during the fight, and if our unit is maybe already damaged when it enters the fight, we'll be able to control that as well.
Yeah, this would actually be pretty useful for what I'm trying to do, since the the chess pieces don't exactly have that many things going on. I would be able to use a unit thing for this pretty easily then. Hold up.
Weird. Remember, when doing this, to always be in pivot mode.
Oh, right. They did it for that. Ugh. Yawn stretch. Ugh. Wait, where'd that get added?
If you're in center, you won't be able to see the difference. We then go ahead and create a unit script on our enemies. Let's hit add component. Let's type unit and hit create and add. And let's double click to open this up in Visual Studio. And this script is
I mean, they should make one called unit. But whatever. It up. Got units.
actually going to be really simple. We can go ahead and remove our two functions here. We don't need those. Instead, what we want are a bunch of variables describing our unit. So let's create a public string with the unit name. Let's have a public int with the unit level. And let's also add in damage. So we'll create a public int with the amount of damage our unit will be able to do, as well as a public int.
Public string, public int, public int. Alright. Yawn. Okay. Well, I would want this to be a string too, though, right? It wouldn't be an int. Well, I mean, I guess I can make it an int still. We'll leave it as piece number for now and see what happens. What that lowercase, don't I? Image.
For the max HP. And let's also have one for our current HP. This way we can keep track.
These ones I do need. Know that.
Of our HP during the fight, and if our unit is maybe already damaged when it enters the fight, we'll be able to control that as well. So let's save that, go back into Unity, and right away we can fill out these variables. So
I guess we just name them ourselves. Wouldn't be as big of a deal. Oh yeah, I forgot I already put one on them. Ugh. How much does it have? Like 3, right? I just counted it up. No, bishop is 4. That's why I did check.
The unit name here is going to be the rock. Let's give it a level of say 2. A damage of 5. Let's set the max HP to 30 and the current HP to 30 as well.
Okay.
Alright, so now that we've created our enemy, we can go ahead and turn him into a prefab. So let's just drag him into the project panel. And there we go, we've now
Okay, let's name this one Left Bishop Black. Go to your assets. Okay.
made a prefab out of him, and we can go ahead and remove him from the scene. The reason we're doing this is that we want to be able to load in different units depending on who we're fighting. And let's actually go ahead and do the exact same thing with our player. In fact,
Okay. Accidentally did the wrong one. Yep. Yeah, I guess we can just copy and paste, can't I? I can't believe I did that. Not that it's my first mistake, nor will it be my last. You know what? Let's, in this case, give this one less health. Just a well, no. We'll keep it. We'll keep it all the way up since we're making it now, so it's... Okay. There we go.
we can just use the enemy here as a base. So let's go ahead and rename him to player. Let's move him down here to where the player is supposed to stand. Let's drag him into the project panel as well. and this way we can create a new original prefab. There we go, so we now have both an enemy and a player prefab. And in fact, we can double click on this player prefab to go into prefab editing mode, which is pretty cool. And here we can remove the Dwayne graphic, and let's instead drag in a rock. I think the player should be a rock. That's just inherently cool. And let's reset the transform here. Let's drag it up and place it so that it kind of aligns with the center of our object. There we go. And let's go ahead and rename the unit here to actual rock. Let's set the unit level to 999. This is a beefy rock. We'll set the damage to 10, the max HP to 25, and let's say our current HP is only 20, so we've taken 5 damage before this fight started. And let's exit prefab mode up here, and we can now remove this prefab from the scene as well. Awesome. So with that, we've actually gone ahead and created both our enemy and our player units. We'll add a tiny bit more to the unit script itself, but the base of it is there. And we can now move on to our battle system and defining all of our game states. So let's go into Unity, let's create a new empty object, let's reset the transform, and let's name this battle system. Let's drag it to the top here so we can always see it, and let's add a new component and call it battle system. We'll hit create and add and open it.
Yeah, that's more or less what I had already with my my other one. My action time. I don't think it's looking bad. Not looking terrible. We have the inklings of what could be. If only we could press things to make them do other things. But we'll have a lot to fiddle with that. Either way, I think for now I'm gonna hop off. I keep yawning too much. Luckily it seems like I'm not sniffling a bunch, so I hope my the worst of my cold went away. My throat's still feeling a little but surviving. Oh. I want to start working on this more again. I know it's a trying task. I'm gonna have to look up a lot more stuff and figure things out, but I'm gonna try and start tackling it more again. We'll see how it goes. I do have potentially a new commission coming in, so I'll have to look into that and see what's up with that. So we might move back to some writing streams right away. We'll see what happens. But either way, more Japanese lessons, more art practice, more game dev stuff, more writing, and more video games at some point. Many things to do, many things to see. I'm almost done with Digimon World 2 at the very least, and I still need to stream the rest of Digimon Survive the Truth Ending. I think on the weekend I'm going to force myself to start playing Digimon Survive more, just to get it on stream, keep doing more of the Truth Ending. I want to get through that and see what it is, because I actually genuinely like that game. It's just, you know, when you read the whole visual novel, it's kind of hard to want to go back and do it again, since so much of it doesn't change, but we're finally at the part that does change more, so I am interested to see what else happens. Even if some of the parts where I am right now seems a little silly, since, you know, the Truth Ending, nothing bad has really happened yet, but all of them are getting all mad at each other still for some reason. It's just like, why? You shouldn't be getting mad. Everything's fine. It can be a little silly that way. Either way, for anyone who dropped in, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, or at least suffered through to look at me start fiddling with this stuff more again. I didn't really do too much, but I set up a lot of stuff and tried to get some game design stuff down. Maybe people find that interesting, maybe they don't. I don't know. I at least started setting things up, though. So, until then, we'll catch you on the next one. Jana. Nah. I always feel like I pronounce it wrong. Ja. Nah. Like, it's N-E. And E makes the eh sound. Jane. But I feel like I'm pronouncing it like A too much. I don't know. Either way, Jane.